Welcome, Let Freedom Ring. Per usual, we got security here. We got to keep Nick out of the studio. As we know, we had this ongoing issue, and we really can't figure it out. Nick, we really want things to get back to the way they were. I know there's some stuff going on now. The video might be looking a little grainy. We're not really sure. But Nick, you have an open invitation to come into the chair. You're the head of the studio, and let's just talk about it. But anyways, my guest this week, Tyler Barrett. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, happy to have you. Let's get to know you a little bit. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I'm from Newington, Connecticut. It's a suburb right outside of Hartford. That's where I grew up.
Nice.
Yeah.
And where are you living now?
I live in Nashua.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up in Hartford? I've it's a tough place, right?
Yeah. I grew up in Newington, right outside of Hartford, so a suburb. It's a pretty blue collar, middle class area. But I spent a lot of time in the South End as well. It's really tough over there. Kind of related to like Lawrence, Massachusetts. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That type of ordeal.
Pretty big high school?
Yeah, I went to a big high school. I graduated 500 kids. You know what I
Okay.
mean? It was considered double L, I guess, in
Yeah.
sports, which is the largest high school in Connecticut.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
And I did notice, I've noticed you wore a Yankees hat.
Yes, big.
So
Yankee
I'm
fan.
assuming, because Connecticut can be like a flip-flop Red Sox or Yankees.
Yeah, absolutely.
How'd you end up being a Yankees fan?
So where I grew up, Hartford County, Central Connecticut, it's pretty much all divvied up. You got Yankees fans, Red Sox fans, some Mets, Jets, Giants, Patriots fans. I have friends that are legit Yankees fans, but then they're also Patriots fans.
Okay.
Then I have friends that are Giants fans that are Red Sox fans. You know what I
Okay.
mean? My stepfather had family in New York. I went to school on Long Island for a year. So I was just really born into it. Yankees, thick and through. My dog, I grew up, his name was Jeter.
Oh, okay.
14 years, so if you get the point, you know what I mean?
I always find that interesting about Connecticut because it's still in New England, but
Yeah.
it's so close to New York. It
Absolutely.
just goes back and forth.
Everything south of me, though, is pretty much all Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, you know what I mean? Everything north, Patriots, Red Sox country, all day.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What are 3 things that everybody should know about you?
3 things everyone should know about me. I am a huge foodie. I like to work out, and I love rap music.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like rap too. Are you like me? Like, I'm not a big fan of it now. Like I used. I'm a little older.
Oh, I hate this stuff now.
Yeah.
I like East Coast, like bars type of rap, you know what I mean? Like D Block, Jadakiss, Lloyd Banks, stuff like that. Benny the Butcher, Dave East, those are like the modern day guys that I'd say are equivalent to that type of rap. Nowadays, like a lot of mumbo jumbo rap. Dude.
I can't do it. And someone shared today that like Mace is joining Death Row Records. I go, Death Row Records is still a thing?
I didn't know that was still a thing.
They're like, he's gonna be the first to be for Bad Boy and Death. I'm like, but it's not Death Row. It's not like you might have the name, but
Yeah, What's Suge Knight doing?
I think he's in jail.
Yeah, that's what I thought, dude. So how is it really Death Row?
I have no idea. I saw that and was like, is this like a fake post? Or
Yeah.
what? I was like, I haven't heard from Mace since 2004. So like,
What has Mace been doing? Talk about a one-hit wonder.
all right, now sticking with the theme of the show, we ask everybody this. And I know this is a very loaded question, but it's an important one. What does it mean to you to be an American?
What does it mean to be an American? To me, I think this is the best country in the world. We have people that fight for our freedom every single day, and we have access to stuff that other countries and people can't get access to in third world countries, and we're very blessed to be in America. I know we're all complaining about the gas prices and everything else and the president at hand, but at the end of the day, I don't walk outside. There's not people with AK-47s and war and stuff, you know what I mean? So I'm glad to be an American.
No, good answer. Good answer. Now, I want to get into this a little bit. You do food reviews.
I do.
And they seem to be very popular,
Yeah.
I actually, before I even met you, I had seen them.
Really?
I think I was on a video,
Yeah.
and somehow, I don't know if it's because a lot of people had watched it, but it was like the next video.
Yeah.
I was like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's on 603. He plays softball with my brother. But how'd you start doing food reviews?
So one of my buddies I actually played softball with, was actually Greg Kelly. He plays in the Merrimack League as well. We hit Carl's, I believe, in Waltham. And he's like, dude, I'm going to take you to the steak and cheese place. He's like, you should do a food review. You know what I mean? He's like, you're such a big foodie. Record it, drop a couple of one-liners, people will laugh. Sure enough, we pulled up to the spot. I did the review in my car at the time. I was in an Italian jacket and everything. And then I got feedback. People loved it. And I started doing it really just for my friends. And then I got kind of a little following. And that's how it came to be. So now I go to a lot of places that like the locals recommend because they'll message me and whatnot. So it's been awesome. I love it. You know what I mean? I love trying new food. I grew up growing up in Nunna's. My grandparents were right off the boat in Sicily. Yeah. So, you know, I've grown up. I know authentic like Sicilian culture.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I clicked on it. I was like, he's doing it and it's entertaining.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing. Now you go by Cousin Primo. What's this name all about?
So I came up with it. I guess it's like my alter ego, so to speak, because Italian people. I'm half Sicilian, half Irish. I should go off by saying that we consider people that are like close family, like our close friends. We almost consider them as family. Okay. So it's the cousin's cousin. You know what I mean? Just like, oh, cousin's cousin. Like, oh yeah, that's my cousin. That type of ordeal. So
reminds me of The Sopranos a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you get a little feel on that. You know, I'm definitely a big Sopranos fan.
we'll talk about that too. Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I mean. I just like I'm a New England guy. You know, I like to make it personable. So I really like to relate to people. So cousin's cousin. That's how I roll.
All right. Was Primo like a nickname before? Like.
Yeah, it was. It was one of my Instagram accounts. Probably one of my like 7 Instagram accounts that got deactivated. My buddy Mark Manfredi from Providence loved it, so I just rolled with it and it stuck.
All right, awesome. Now, I feel like I know where we're going with this because you said you favor the Italian food, but what is like your favorite food to review?
So, you know what? Honestly, can I have 2?
Sure. Yeah.
I've gotten away from them. But fried chicken sandwiches are up there. I love them. I love doing the fried chicken sandwiches, like the Nashville Hots. Yeah. I love doing that. But like subs, I love doing different types of subs. You know, like Italian cold cut combos. You know, chicken parm, veal parm. But a lot of places don't have fresh veal, and I can't be doing that. It's not pounded out thin. So that's kind of, I'd say that the chicken sandwiches and the subs.
Now I got to ask this because we talked about it at the field. Have you got to Janot's yet?
I have not, dude. I screwed up. I had, I gained a couple of unwanted pounds, so I've been tightening it up a little bit, but I'm going to get the Janot's on a cheat day. Yeah, 110%.
It's definitely, I'm curious to know how you feel about it, because I've always been a huge Janot's guy. Yeah. They even have the sign, best one in Nashua.
Yeah. The bread's supposed to be phenomenal.
It's good. I mean, I've been eating them since I was, 9.
Yeah. No, well, this kid at the gym was telling me, too. He's like, dude, Janot's, I grew up in Nashua. He's like, that's the place. He's like, get back to me when you try it. And sure enough, I've had the Garden though. Yeah, the Garden is up there. The Blazing Brady, that's my jam, dude.
Garden's my other.
Oh no, the Boggs.
The Boggs, okay.
Boggs is banging.
I've tried them all. Well, obviously not the Buckner because I'm not gonna pay for 2 loaves. Yeah. But it's unbelievable. But even we've had Pleasure Pete on the show. He's a local rapper, and in one of his latest videos, he actually talks about Janot's subs, and he goes to Janot's and he's taking a bite of it in the video.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. So that much of a staple.
Yeah. Pete's been doing awesome stuff lately.
Nice.
All right. Now I want to know this because I'm very curious because it sounds like you go to these because you guys were traveling like the last couple of weeks. Yeah. And I think you've done some reviews in different places. What are the restaurants that you like your favorite ones to review? Like, what are some places you can suggest to people? We're not saying they have to go there, Justin, either. It's just suggestions.
So, me personally, for subs, best sub, I'd say in Massachusetts that I've reviewed is New Deal Fruit in Revere. Hands down.
My dad's hometown, yeah.
Yep, New Deal.
Yeah.
The real deal. They do arancinis too, which is like a Sicilian rice ball.
Okay.
One thing that they do that I haven't seen, it's not traditional, but they do a buffalo chicken arancini. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, wow.
Phenomenal. And if you want like good eggplant, like a good eggplant sub, they pound it out really thin, like it's just well done. It's one of those old school Italian delicacy places. It's just,
It's like you can't top those.
No.
Types.
Yeah. And then honestly, another good one, I got to throw it up to my hometown, my boy Brendan Laporte. Or not his hometown, Claudia's Grinder Shop.
Okay.
I recently did that one. And dude, best chicken parm I've ever had.
Really?
Best chicken parm I've had.
Oh wow. Brent, is he? So was he from there?
Brendan is from Farmington. He plays for 603.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we've talked
Great
about
kid.
him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice kid.
Yeah, he put me onto it, dude. And the sandwich, they have one that's chicken parm with eggplant. It's phenomenal.
Oh wow.
Out of this world.
Nice.
They do it right because they pound it nice and thin. You know what I mean? They're from the old country, the people. They're from Sicily. My buddy's family actually owns it, the Serenas, so I know a lot of people around that area. But yeah, it's phenomenal. I recommend it.
I mean, like you said, like it's got to be.
It's gotta be
when something's authentic.
You know.
Yeah, you can't top it.
Yeah, you know.
I gotta ask this because my brother, I'm wearing the Patine Fest hat.
Yeah.
I've done Patine reviews. Some of them are on the Let Freedom Ring YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But have you ever tried Patine? Have you ever thought about reviewing that?
No, I haven't. I dated a French Canadian girl in high school, dude, and well, not high school, college, excuse me, and she's all about it. And I like cheese fries. It's close to it, correct?
You get French fries, cheese curds. I'm not a big fan when they melt it. Like it should melt on its own, not pre-melted.
Oh, okay.
So like you throw the curds on, you want them to melt.
You want them to melt in front of you.
Yeah, but not like a lot of places around here. What they do is they melt the cheese on it already. You gotta throw the curds on there after.
Yeah,
that's how they do it in Canada.
So that's how it's authentic.
Yeah,
that's what I got to know to look for.
And it does come down to the gravy.
100%.
Gravy's like everything about it.
Yeah.
But it is something that I think I'd like to see Cousin Primo review at some point.
I will come to that festival 110%. I'm all about that.
We'll have to get that set up.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, I'll be all about that, dude. All about it.
Now, you had quite a few fan questions, so I do want to get to these. First one from Dave Cooley.
Yeah.
He wants to know, why are you so angry towards people? I do enjoy it. I think, Cooley likes a little entertainment.
Yeah.
Thanks for not being well, he said a word I don't want to use on here. A D to me, but because I would toss you. Are you angry towards people?
Yeah, I'm just very intense. I'm very competitive. I played baseball at a high level, so I can get a little fiery and people get uncomfortable, but sometimes I got to tone it down. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to realize that at the end of the day, it's a game.
Yeah.
And we're out there to have fun. It's not paying any of our bills. And I love Cooley. Cooley knows I got a soft spot for Cooley. That's probably why.
Former guest of the show. Cooley.
Really?
Yeah.
God, big Cooley guy. Yeah. I told him to get on the hill and pitch next week. We might start pitching in playoffs. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes things happen in the heat of the moment, but I've had things and you squash it.
Exactly.
And you move on.
Exactly.
Dave Kuchar, first time asking a question here. He says, "Oh dear Lord, what's how do you know Dave?"
Oh, Cooch. He's I call him Uncle Cooch. We call him Skip. He's the coach of our team in Merrimack VIP, Coach of the Year. But I played on the Ville with Cooch. We had a lot of success, one of our tourney teams together. And he's become family to me. I'm very, very close with Coach, but he just wants to make sure I keep it PG rated for everybody.
That's how we do here at Merrimack TV.
Yeah, this is Merrimack. This is a nice place. You know what I mean?
Now, Jen Gianelli, and I know that you respond to her, but we got to ask.
Yeah.
Canaan's coming up. It's a big tournament on Labor Day in Canaan, Vermont. I'll be there. I feel like everybody's there.
Yeah.
I show up. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's just there. We just all
Everybody
went
from
to go.
Nashua just went there.
We just went to go play far away. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
She wants to know, are you in for Canaan or what?
Yes, I will be taking my talents to Canaan with the Canaan balls. Yes, right. I will be playing Jenna with you guys. I will be.
It is a fun tournament, and you have to use a wooden bat.
Yeah, it's like a broomstick.
Yeah, and they provide them.
Yeah.
There was a bunch that broke last year, but
Jesus,
it is a good time.
Yeah.
But last year was my first time going there because we used to go to Canada Labor Day weekend. Obviously, COVID changed that. Well, we wouldn't know anybody.
Yeah.
I go to Canada and I go, oh, okay. There's 3 teams. People.
Yeah. And they're speaking French Canadian. You have no idea what they're saying. Just played them in the Beast of the East. I know how it goes.
Josh Lee, another Jenna and Josh, former guests. Yeah. He wants to know, how does it feel to absolutely murder softballs?
Feels good. I just try to get a good pitch and drive it where it's pitched. I appreciate it, Josh. So do you, buddy.
He right now is the leader of Nashua Sunday Co. at 2.0 in the home run race.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. The kid rakes.
It's between him and Greg Kelly right now. I don't know who's going to do it.
I don't know. If Greg's getting pissed, no one's pitching to him. Yeah. And then and everyone knows that Greg gets more bad when you don't pitch to him. Just walk Kelly. Walk Kelly for the league so he can get the home run title. He's probably watching this right now, laughing.
Yeah, they're both great guys.
Yeah,
it's fun watching them go back and forth because we were all on the same team last year, but then we all kind of went different ways. But,
yeah.
Max McNolan wants to know, I think there's probably some history here. T.I. commented into this too, but Chili's baby back ribs or Texas Roadhouse half slab or ribs and free shrimp?
Yeah, so it got a little hectic after softball, and I was hitting that nicotine vape too much, and I don't even smoke nicotine.
Yeah.
And I got a little head high, and I ordered something off the menu that wasn't even on the menu, and the lady looked at me like I had 3 heads. She's like, dude, what are you talking about? And they all erupted in laughter. But it was great because they screwed up. Yeah. They brought out the shrimp. I asked for the ribs and steak. They brought out the shrimp and steak, so I got shrimp and ribs and steak.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, winning.
Can't go wrong with that.
No, 3 for 1.
Their baby back ribs are like, I mean, Chili's it is.
Yeah, they don't have baby back ribs. That's why Max was making fun.
Oh, they don't have? I thought they did at one point.
Not at Longhorn.
Oh, Longhorn. Yeah, okay. Texas. Yeah, okay.
Or Texas Roadhouse, excuse me.
I see it. So, okay.
Yeah.
Max with his inside jokes.
Oh, loves it. Feeding me. I still can't open up your file, Max.
Oh, really?
Yeah, your vector file. We'll get to that, though.
Mike Gooden. Do you know Mike Gooden?
Oh, he's the best, yeah.
He says he's definitely wants to tune into this episode.
Yeah. Well, Mikey's awesome. He helped fix my car, and I actually just did jerseys for his tournament team. So,
okay.
Mikey Gooden, good person, good people.
Yeah, so you do jerseys too?
Yeah. I own my own apparel business, so if anybody needs anything, feel free to reach out. I'd love to help everyone. Oh, nice. Hats are on back order, but I can get them for you.
All right, very cool.
Yeah.
Lafferty Bill, or B, I might have wrote this down wrong. He just said Primo.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Billy's a man.
Yeah.
Lung Dart Lafferty, I love him. Billy's one of my best friends. Great guy.
Brian Duncan, do you know Brian Duncan? He commented, I was just surprised. I was just,
I don't, but...
Yeah, he said, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? I don't know.
I think 1 horse-sized duck. Because it's like law averages, you know what I mean? Give people enough attempts, they're going to take you down, you know? I'd rather just go out one guy, 1 shot, 1 kill. What's the deal?
I think I'm with you on that. I was like, I don't know. I don't know where that question came from.
That one threw me for a loop.
I wonder if he was hitting the nicotine vape when he wrote that.
Yeah.
From Leo Connors, big friend of the show, does the ring in all their sports. He asked on Instagram, which I have to get better at making sure I'm hitting the Instagram questions as well, because Facebook's just like easier for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he wants to know, is there anyone you played with or against that made the majors? Growing up, I played against Tom Glavine in many tournaments. As we all know, Tom Glavine was from Billerica, Massachusetts, which is now where my brother Mike lives. I'm going to see if I can get like a throwback Billerica high school Glavine jersey. I wonder if those are out there. But anybody that you played?
We can make you those.
Oh, really? Oh, we might talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, anybody you played with or played against gone pro?
I did. In high school, I played against a guy named Sal Romano. We actually beat him in the state championship. But he made it to the big leagues. He got drafted by Cincinnati Reds when he was 17 right out of high school.
Oh, wow.
And then made it to the big leagues. I think he debuted with the Reds in the bigs. Then he hopped to the Milwaukee Brewers and he pitched for the New York Yankees for a little bit. But Sal's actually one of my good friends. And then I have a bunch of other buddies who made it to like AAA, AA, and they never got the call type of ordeal.
It's hard.
It's tough, dude. It's political, a lot of it. You know what I mean? Like I had one friend who I played with in college at Central Connecticut, who was the best hitter I've ever played with. This kid's JP Sportman. And he was an all-star every year, single A, double A, triple A, and he still didn't get the call up. They released him after becoming a triple A all-star because he was in the A's organization. The outfield was set. Just, you know what I mean?
That's a bummer.
Great player.
I mean, it
definitely
really,
could have played that level.
It comes down to like, does the scout think you're good enough?
Exactly. And how much money they have vested in you.
That's true.
A lot of it's that, too. You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes into it.
Now, and you played college ball. Where did you play again?
I played D2 and D1 ball. I played at Adelphi in Central Connecticut State.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Did you get recruited like right out of high school, or?
Yeah. I got recruited out of high school. So, pretty much AAU and then all our high school games and stuff.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, I want to talk about a few things in sports here.
Yeah.
Because there's been some big news that's come out over the last couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts now? I got to ask this. You're obviously not a Patriots fan.
I'm not a Tom Brady guy.
Not a Tom Brady guy.
No.
Are you a Giants or Jets?
Giants fan.
Okay. All right. Get out of my seat. No.
No, I know we're going.
But what did you think of this tampering thing? Tom Brady again is involved in scandal. Dolphins lose picks. The owner suspended. He gets fined. What did you think of this story? Because it was kind of, they had investigated them about throwing games, but then it came down to this, I guess.
In 2019, right?
Yeah.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a little chippy for Tom Brady. He was very loyal to the Patriots for a long time. You know what I mean? He was winning the Super Bowls, the most dominant team in sports, let's be honest. And I'm saying that as a Giants fan. Please, it sucks to say. But he was loyal to them for so long and didn't get that big payday. So I just feel like that was kind of like holding him back and eating at him. You know what I mean? Can you blame the guy?
Yeah.
With all the stuff that goes into like head trauma and all that, it's like, can you really blame him? I don't know. I'm not one to speak on that. You know what I mean? I've never made that much money, but it's tough because he deserved that big payday.
No, I agree. Like, what do you think though about like teams doing this behind the? Because obviously, if you're still under contract, you have to get permission.
Absolutely.
What do you think of teams like doing things like this?
I think that's bullcrap. Obviously, there's no integrity associated with it, and it goes back to just like with college basketball and stuff like that, like from college football recruiting people, doing illegal recruiting, paying guys. You know, it's just like it's cheating. At the end of the day, it's cheating, and like that's not fair. You know, if you don't have principles, then what do you have? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's
you have no leg to stand on.
How do you feel? Like, okay, so you're a Giants fan.
Mm-hmm.
Now that the Patriots fans know that he was doing this, because everybody thought he would never leave.
And then he went to Tampa and they won it.
Like, how do you think the Patriots fans should feel towards Tom Brady in 2022?
You're asking me a tough question. I mean, can you really hate the guy for all he did for New England? I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, did he even want to be here? So I don't know. For Patriots fans, I guess be indifferent.
Yeah.
I guess it's okay to feel indifferent, but at the same time, it's like he dominated for so long. Let's be honest.
I think that, and I know Patriots fans get a lot of hate.
Mm-hmm.
Do we start making it more about us than
Yes.
anything
Dude, there's
else?
guys that don't even like the Patriots anymore. They like Tampa Bay.
That makes me sick.
It's sickening.
Yeah. I mean, I did.
There's guys that have legit man crushes on Tom Brady out here.
It's true. I mean, I do have a Tom Brady Bucs jersey. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I ordered it before he even won anything because he's my favorite player. I mean, I
get that.
I have a lot of obviously.
But you're
I'm
still a
rocking-
Patriots fan.
Yeah. If the Bucs are on and the Patriots are on, I'm watching the Patriots.
100%.
You know, and
Yeah.
and I love Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I also have a Cam Newton jersey. Mm-hmm. I was all about Cam. Mm-hmm. Even when we were losing, I was like, that's our guy right now.
Yeah.
You got to support him.
Yeah.
You know, I think that flip-flopping stuff,
Yeah.
I absolutely hate.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But did you also think the punishment fit the crime for the Dolphins, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that ultimately screws them. You know what I mean? They can't really build anything that year. That screws up all their picks that they were thinking about doing. You know what I mean? Now it's a different approach to the year.
Yeah, because it's like it's 2 years in a row that they're going to have
Yeah,
this.
they're screwed.
So, and they're an upcoming team.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, Brady now has been all the times that first round picks have been taken away. Mm-hmm. Brady's been involved in every one of the scandals. It's like Spygate, Deflategate.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you call this? Bradygate?
Yeah.
You know?
Just Brady's world.
Yeah. That's
Brady doing Brady.
Now, I want to know, I'm curious about this because you're a New York sports fan.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of great moments here in New England. A lot. You've also had a lot. What are some of your favorite sports moments that you've experienced in your lifetime?
Like watching?
Watching, yeah.
Aaron Boone hitting the walk-off 110%.
Really?
Yeah, my stepdad went and TP'd. No, he didn't TP. He put New York Yankees signs all over one of the Red Sox fans' neighbors' houses, all over it, tagged it. It was hysterical.
Oh, my goodness.
Screaming woke all of us up.
I was in the Hooters that night.
Yeah.
And, yes, I was 19.
Yeah.
And
All you can eat night and a little
I don't
Thursday?
remember what it was. The place got trashed. I'm not kidding. Tables were flipped. People started just taking the stools and just leaving. You know, like when you go to Hooters on the stool.
Just leaving them.
I watched one lady beat the crap out of her boyfriend's car and just say, "I hate Derek Jeter." And I remember the guy being like, "Babe, that's my car," and she's just pounding it.
Wow.
So that was a horrible night here. There must not have been.
Great night.
You know.
Oh, so happy.
Did you guys feel like, we got them again?
Yeah.
And we're going to keep them down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that didn't really go to show.
I mean, how'd you feel in 2004? Were you like, I can't believe this?
I was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was devastated. Absolutely devastated. I mean, I grew up watching Yankees. I even watched the Subway Series when they played the Mets with my dad. You know what I mean? I love the Yanks. I get the package now at my house just so I can see the Yankees.
Oh, really?
The MLB package, yeah.
You know Carlos Toro, Lito?
Yeah.
Everywhere we go with him, he's watching the Yankees on his phone.
Yeah.
We had a game the other night. Carlos has his phone right there watching the Yankees.
Really?
We went to Canaan last year. We get in the car. Phone's going.
Big Yankee guy.
We get to the field. He's putting it on the thing so he can check it in between.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a big Yanks fan.
He's pretty diehard.
Yeah.
To bring a phone everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you know what Eddie? Edwin?
Maybe.
Is it Mendez or Gomez? Bobby definitely knows him. Huge Yankee fan too. Grew up in Nashua.
Yeah.
No, Haverhill. Eddie grew up in Haverhill.
Haverhill. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's some other ones? Because I mean, you talked about the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
You also got the Knicks there. You got the Rangers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't really watch much hockey. The Islanders stunk. I could talk about one. Honestly, the way we won the state championship in high school was insane.
Okay.
We beat my buddy. So what ended up happening was actually on the cover of Yahoo Sports in 2011.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, this kid who ended up going to Mississippi State. He was a really good player. He missed home plate. So my buddy, the kid who got drafted out of high school, Sal, hit a walk-off in the bottom seventh, like storybook ending, you know what I mean?
So wait, he misses home plate.
Misses home plate.
Goes
We
in the
appeal.
next- Okay.
We appeal. Third out in the inning. We then win in extra innings and win the state championship. So Southington High felt what it was like to win a state championship and lose all on the same night.
Oh my God! How did he miss it?
I don't know. Guy fumbled at the 1 yard line. I would have been licking the plate. I have no idea. He missed third base too.
Oh really?
Dude, yeah, legit. I mean, I don't know what this guy was doing.
That's gonna be like, you don't ever live that down.
No, he left the high school a year after. He
really?
stopped going to that high school, moved back home.
Oh geez.
People were like, yeah, bad loss. It wasn't good.
Yeah, missing home plate, that doesn't happen often.
No, especially the kid who gets drafted out of high school, hits it. It's just not a great look.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What are some of because we're going to get into some softball talk a little bit here.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite moments in softball that you've had?
Last year, winning 5 tournaments with my tournament team, the Ville, that was good. Like, all those guys are family. All those guys are family to me now. You know what I mean? I play on a different team, but, like, I really developed a family, and, like, I have a good community out here because, like we said, I'm not from here originally, but I met a lot of good people from softball. So that was one of them.
Can I ask this? I do want to know some more, but what's the Ville, what's this community thing that they do?
So Orlando, the coach, he basically gives back, and he donates like a bunch of backpacks and school supplies and stuff to kids. He holds it at, I think it's the North Commons in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Okay.
It's an all-day event, provides food, bounce houses for the kids, a DJ comes. It's a good thing. They give back, and Ryan Brown also gives back. He coaches like an AAU program in the community of Worcester.
Yeah.
And he donates some stuff too as well. So that's awesome.
That's how are they doing? Is this donations, or they just take off?
Yeah, it's all donations. I think you can reach out to Orlando if you do want to donate and reach out to them and get something dropped off.
Yeah,
it's pretty easy.
I keep seeing things about it, and I go, "What is this?"
Yeah,
that's pretty cool for a softball team to be able to do something like that.
Legit, yeah, legit. We did it last year too.
I do want to get in some top fives here. Now you said the Ville, but I want to know what are the top 5 softball teams you played on? League, tournaments?
Probably Capital Construction, which is now Harold Hauling in Connecticut. They're a bunch of guys that like play tournament ball, but they've won the Weathersfield League 10 years in a row now. Because I play with Pro on my tournament team, Jeff Pro. He loves telling me about it, and I saw them post the other day. They legit won their 10th league in a row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a bunch of guys who played like C level. That was a good team. 06 111ers, my E team I first played on. All those guys probably play like C or they stopped playing now. And then my GTP team is really, really good. Is really good out of Connecticut. We score a lot of runs.
Now, so you started playing softball, and like, how'd you end up in Nashua?
Basically, I left Connecticut. I just want to try something new, and I was living with my Zia in Pepperell, Mass. She lives in Pepperell, and I was looking for a job. She's like, Ty, she's like, go down to the car dealerships. You can sell anything. It's just like your uncle. So that's what I did. I went down to McMulkin Cadillac, and that's what I started doing. I started selling cars, and then I moved to Manchester. And then Manchester, I was on the east side of Manchester, realized it was tough, and moved out of there. And then I settled down in Nashua, and I haven't left since. I love it.
Oh, crazy.
It's great. I love Nashua.
That's awesome, because I was just curious, because I don't know why I envisioned it that you only played softball in New Hampshire. But you definitely had a career before that.
Yeah, I played out of college. I honestly wasn't that good. I had way too much ego. I thought I was good at softball just because I was a good baseball player. I played 1-2 years, and then I stopped for 5 years, and I started really getting into it when I moved out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's 603's season going this year?
They're a good team. They're a good D team. Like I tell my friends, though, that was the thing that was good about our Ville team. You don't want to use your home runs that early in Ds.
Yeah.
If you're hitting your home runs by the second or third inning in Ds, that's not good. You want to save them as long as you can, work gaps. But they're a good team, man. They got some good players. It's just putting the right swings with the right situation. They definitely do. And all the guys are great guys in 603. Love Stevie, love Brent, love your brother, you know what I mean? Joey Holmes, J-Ro, Colby, they're all good people. So, good guys.
Great uniforms, too. That's all Brendan, right?
Great uniforms. Brendan's all about the swag. Kid's killing me, dude. Oh, my God. That kid with mocks, the most anal person you'll ever meet in your life.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. He puts dryer sheets in his shoes when he gets home. Kid's out of control. I know you're watching this, Bren.
Yeah, that's too funny. He does a great job with fundraising. I actually hit him up at some point, depending on what my tournament team does and what we do with fundraising. I hit him up. I said, hey, I may want to pick your brain at some point.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like he's just really good at this.
Oh yeah, he's very good with organizational stuff. Like I said, he's very anal, very organized person. He whenever I'll send him stuff like, hey Brent, send me the sizes, send me that, and I'll probably ask him 3 times, and every time he sends it right to you. Guy's he's got everything together.
He's on top of it.
He's on top of it. That's the guy.
All right, now I got to ask this. So last week we had Jim O'Connor on the show.
Yeah.
He's the league president of Merrimack.
Yeah.
I've asked this to Gio Rivera as well. Mm-hmm. You play in Merrimack.
Yeah.
This is, everybody's saying this is, the top league, it's the draft league or whatever.
Yeah.
Who are the top 5 players right now in the Merrimack Softball League?
It's tough to say. I'd say Angelo Roman, Jimmy O'Connor. Honestly, Andy Lee is still up there. Dustin Merrill. And honestly, Vieira's up there too. V.
Who's that? I don't know if I know Vieira. Who's
what's V's first name? I can't even remember. I just always call him V. Someone knows it.
He's got to get a nick. Yeah, once you get a nickname, that's about it.
I forgot what it was, but I always call him V. He's up there. But it's even tough. You know what I mean? It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talent there. I mean, you put those guys in. What are some of the things that they do to earn that spot?
Well, Andy Lee played on Checking when Checking was Checking, a really, really, really good program. You know what I mean? One of the most dominant teams in New England at one point. And then V obviously played majors, you know what I mean, with Black Magic, Chris Carr, so you got to put respect on his name. He still rakes, and he's 44 years old. And then Jimmy's a really good player because he won't swing at a ball ever, and he'll hit 700 just walking, you know what I mean, if he has to. And he's great in the outfield. Angelo, he's just got power that you can't teach, you know what I mean? It's raw power. The kid hits the ball. He's got the quickest hands in the league from point A to point B. Okay. Yeah. And then Dustin's just a really, really polished hitter, good pitcher, so good player.
What's the home run limit in Merrimack?
5.
5, okay.
Yeah.
And then are they outs or?
Yeah, they're just outs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I want to know this. You're a big rap fan.
Yeah, I am.
Who are your top 5 rappers of all time and why?
Biggie, Jadakiss, Lloyd Banks.
Lloyd Banks, okay.
Yeah, Lloyd Banks. Oh. Honestly. I'm going to say Chinx Drugs just because he's one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Yeah.
And then probably, I mean, you could say Nas. Just one of those guys. Can't go wrong, you know what I mean? Nas, Jay-Z. But I'll say those two. And why? Lloyd Banks, Punchline King, Biggie. Just one of the best to ever do it. You know what I mean? Juicy, 10 Crack Commandments, the flow, just unreal. You know what I mean? And then Chinx Drugs, he was just one of my favorite rappers. Unfortunately, he got murdered. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was shot in the neighborhood he grew up in Queens, Far Rockaway.
Feels like that happened just so. I mean, Big L was going to take off.
Big L was another one. I forgot. I'm thinking, I'm missing like Big Pun. I mean, there's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, Big Pun and Big L go before Chinx all day. You know,
Yeah.
not my ADD talking, but Big L. Ebonics was a legendary song.
He was. I didn't find out who he was. I think he was already passed away. But
Yeah.
the first time I heard, was it Put It On?
Yeah.
I was just like, who is this guy?
Got more cash than God. You better ask somebody.
Yeah. It was just like, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then to find out, like, oh, he's already gone.
Yeah.
You know, there is a picture though. I'm pretty sure with him and Jay-Z, with Jay-Z and Nas or something.
Yeah.
That I was like, man, that picture's like, it's never gonna, you know.
Yeah.
It's just something classic to see.
Yeah.
All right, now I got to know this. You're a big mob movie guy.
Mm-hmm.
We got two really good questions coming up here. What are your top 5 mob movies of all time, and why?
Goodfellas is my number one.
That's my favorite movie of all time. Right
by
there.
far. Yeah. Never rat on your friends and always keep your mouth shut. You know, that's really how it is in the Italian culture. I could relate to that because I could actually tell a funny story. One time, my nunnu, you know what I mean? My nunna, everything was homemade right off the boat. You know what I mean? My nunnu's name was Lucio Prado.
Yeah.
So you already get the picture. Like, homemade wine, sausage, everything. My mother hated my grandfather's wine. So she used to only cook with it. So one day, my grandfather made me mad, and I told him, I'm like, listen, nunnu, Mom only uses your wine to cook. Yeah. Not to drink because it's not any good. He got pissed, and we have a legendary voicemail we had on our landline back in the day. Him just ripping my mom, and then me getting hit with the wooden spoon like 30 minutes later. So Goodfellas, I can relate to that quote. Yeah. A Bronx Tale.
Yes.
Bronx Tale. I think you learn a lot of life lessons from that movie.
Before the power locks, before I had power locks.
Oh yeah.
That was the test when you took a girl out on a date.
110%.
Like, it was in my head. I was like, Sonny said to do this.
Sonny said to do this. So to this day, I do it. You know what I mean? Make sure she's a good one. Donnie Brasco.
Yep. I love it.
And then I'd go Casino, and then Paid in Full.
Okay.
That's not a mob movie, but it's a gangster movie.
How do you feel about The Godfathers?
So I like The Godfathers, but they're long. You know what I mean? And like that, for me, I like the mob movies that took place in New York. You know what I mean?
Okay.
In New York City, like that type of ordeal.
Yeah.
Like not starting in Sicily and going over. Like I like that era. The Brasco, the Goodfellas, you know what I mean? That's what I like personally.
No. I mean, like I said, Goodfellas is absolutely my favorite movie.
It's my favorite movie of all time, number one. No question asked.
Ray Liotta just passed away, and
dude, they're all passing away.
Paulie passed away,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, this happened in the span of a month.
Yeah.
I'm like, when De Niro goes, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to handle that.
Paulie Walnuts passed away too.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I was such a fan. Tony, I can never say his last name.
Cicero with C?
Cicero?
Cicero. Tony Cicero.
Yeah. Oh, he was awesome. Paulie is one of my favorite characters. We're gonna get into this because now I'm very curious about this because we talk about this a lot on this show, which is The Sopranos, which is my all-time favorite television show.
It is?
James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano is I'm a big fan of The Office, but I can't say, I know they're two different genres. Mm-hmm. The best television character of all time is Tony Soprano.
Hands down.
James Gandolfini, I remember I screamed when I found out he passed away. I'm not kidding. I was dating this girl, and I was in her room, and I went, no, James Gandolfini, we loved him.
Yeah, one of my boys was Sopranos con. I know
Oh,
where that's from. Yeah,
I need to get to that.
we do. It
Seriously.
was in Atlantic City last year too.
I've seen. I follow all the posts, and I
should
go,
go.
I'm probably running out of time before more people start passing away.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. All the guys are passing away.
Yeah. So I might. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But all right. So I want to know top 5 Sopranos characters in your opinion. I know there's a lot.
I got a soft spot. So I'm going to go, obviously, Tony, number 1. Number 2, Richie Aprile.
Oh, really?
Absolute goon, Richie Aprile.
I gave
Number
him the
3,
jacket.
yeah, the jacket.
Yeah.
On the garbage routes, it's not just a riot. Then I'm going to say Paulie Walnuts.
Okay.
And then I honestly liked Veach LaManna. I did.
I wish he could have been on more.
I wish he could have been on more, but he
Yeah.
caused absolute chaos when they set him up with the TVs.
Oh, my God.
When and then Molasanti.
Yeah.
Molasanti was hysterical, goon. Absolute.
He was an interior decorator.
Yeah.
This place looked like shit.
This guy was, he's a riot, Chris.
That whole cast was just unbelievable.
Yeah, and then Junior was a close, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could be teetering right there. Junior's hysterical, too.
Frank Vincent as Leonardo.
You know, Phil Leonardo.
Leotardo.
Phil Leotardo.
Yeah, when we came over, they changed our name.
Yeah.
Like, every character, like, when people actually tell, like, I've told people to watch it. And they're like, I don't know. And then they watch and they go, I get it. I'm like, this is why I've watched these episodes, like, probably watched all of them more than 5 or 6 times. Other episodes probably like 10 to 15, but in my opinion, just absolutely the best show of all time.
It's the best show of all time. I literally, when I talk to girls, I ask them, like, you ever see Sopranos?
Yeah.
It's the first thing I ask them.
Yeah.
If you say no, I'm like, all right, on to the next one.
Yeah, right. Sorry, this is gonna work.
Ain't gonna work, hon. Ain't gonna work.
But yeah, no, absolutely unbelievable. I own them, all of them on DVD, and just it's always great to have somebody on that knows the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I want to get to my favorite segment of Let Freedom Ring. I'm going to give you 2 things. You got to pick one, but you got to tell us why. I think I know where this one's going to go, just from what you said earlier. But I got Tupac or Biggie.
Oh, big. East Coast guy.
Just because the East Coast, or
I got to. I mean, Tupac was great, but yeah, that's pretty much why he's gonna win every time.
See. Here's my thing. I picked Tupac.
I like the flow.
Yeah.
Biggie.
I agree.
Pac lyrically was unreal.
It's like
both Biggie's flow was just different.
It's more rap than poet.
Yeah, Tupac was a poet.
Yeah.
A legitimate poet. He was a lyrical genius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's different.
It's wild because I always pick Tupac. I think it's because like I favored him when I was younger.
Yeah.
But my favorite album is Ready to Die.
Really?
It's my favorite album.
Yeah,
that's my favorite album. I can put that on and just let it go.
Yeah. Get lost at the gym or something.
That would be when I still worked out. I got hurt and I need to get back into it. But that's all I would listen to was Ready to Die.
Yeah.
Every workout would be Ready to Die.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting one. I'm curious what you'll say to this. I got Prince or Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. Just because, for me, I just know more about Michael Jackson than Prince.
Okay.
To be honest.
He does have more. Like, we bring this up a lot because I think they need to go head-to-head. It's hard for me, but I usually do pick Michael Jackson. He's got more on the radio than Prince ever did.
Yeah, Thriller, all that stuff. You still hear that to this day.
Yeah.
Thriller.
Oh, my God. I have to listen to that Halloween every year.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here's a big one that I want to know. Because I'm a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
You familiar with any WWE stuff? Or
A little bit, but I'm not a big wrestling guy. My boys in Providence are all about the wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a big wrestling. Beyond wrestling is.
You guys want to get a wrestler on here? I can get a wrestler on here.
Oh yeah, we have. We've had quite a few. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
Well, let's see who else is out there. But what about this though? You probably know both these names: Hulk Hogan or the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Hulk Hogan. I just remember Hulk Hogan as a kid, just being like all the action figures and the headbands and everything. I just vividly remember Hulk Hogan. Like he was the guy, most jacked wrestler,
He didn't have to do much to work that crowd either.
No.
That was like the
They
big
loved
thing
him.
about Hogan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said this, and I just want to address Leo Connors because I did watch the show the other day. I did say that Hogan is number one. He's not my all-time favorite wrestler or anything. I'm just saying the money that he made, the charisma that he had. I'm not saying he was the best in-ring performer, but I think when you say who's the Babe Ruth of wrestling, it's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. That's the name.
Yeah, I mean,
First guy you think of.
he
Like hockey, you think of Wayne Gretzky.
he literally 20 years ago, WrestleMania 18, The Rock was the hottest thing in wrestling. Get to WrestleMania, they bring back Hulk Hogan. Fans literally booed The Rock and cheered for Hogan, who was the bad guy.
Holy crap.
I mean, if that doesn't tell you anything,
They love the guy.
you know, it doesn't matter what he does.
Yeah.
He's not a great human being in real life.
No,
but,
no. But they love it. They love his persona.
Yeah.
That's it. It's crazy.
All right, I want to ask this then. Just one more wrestling one.
You're good, bro. What do you
Stone
want?
Cold or The Rock?
The Rock. Rock's a good guy. I like The Rock. I think he's a good person in the community, and just he was a good football player.
Yep.
You know, played at U Miami. Yeah, The Rock.
Well, I want to ask you this. He's bringing back the XFL. What do you think of that? What did you think of the? What did you think of the?
corny.
Really?
Yeah, not a fan.
No.
No, I thought it was a joke.
Well, the first in 2001, I would agree.
Yeah.
Did you see any of it in 2020 before the pandemic? Really? Like
Wait,
hit?
you're talking about? Yes, I saw some of it.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more cleaned up, but like, don't they have like the CFL, Canadian Football League? You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. It's like,
Well, now the XFL with The Rock,
Yeah.
they're going to work with the NFL. So this could be like the minor leagues of the NFL.
that would be pretty cool then. Then yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go feeder program.
Yeah, I think that'd be because it's always crazy with football. It's like it's college to the pros.
And that's it. There's
Yeah.
no like farm system.
No.
Like basketball, you got the D League now, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can go up that way. But even basketball, it's tough.
Yeah.
Hockey, same thing. They don't really. Well, they have the AHL.
Yeah,
They
which
have
we had the Monarchs for years.
Yep. They got rid of them, right?
They, I guess eventually they were just kind of like, why do we send players to New Hampshire to fly to LA when they get called up? It
Yeah.
really didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I get it.
I guess they just moved them
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, here's a tough one. I ask everybody this, and
Yeah.
it'll be good to get your perspective because you're not a Patriots fan.
Yeah.
Patriots had 20 years of success. Who's more responsible for that success, Tom Brady or Bill Belichick?
Tom Brady. Proof's in the pudding when he left.
Because he's won, or
Because he won. I used to call him a system quarterback, and then he shut that up.
do you feel though like Brady got everything he wanted in Tampa though? Like if he wanted this player, they got him. Who's the one that got kicked off? I can't think of his name.
Oh, freaking from the Antonio Brown?
Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
They knew what this guy.
Of course, but that's Tom Brady. That's what comes with it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He can do that at that point in his career.
That valid point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, if I want this guy, you know what I mean? I think we're going to win it. Sure enough, that's what happens.
I just can't believe he took his shirt off.
Dude, that was insane.
I was like, what is going on
On
here?
national television.
He just doesn't. And
Mental health is a real thing.
No.
These guys-
It's very true.
It's true.
It's just he's had so many. I mean, though,
He's been a nuisance, dude.
there's been times where he's been on Instagram, like live videoing, yelling at the police and stuff, and I go, "This isn't normal."
Yeah, yeah.
He, you know, and I remember that police station had like been friendly with him. They're like, "We will have nothing to do with Antonio Brown ever again." Yeah, he's just, I don't know. Do you think he comes back, or do you think that's it? Not to the. He's probably never going back to the Bucks. Do you think any NFL
I don't know
team
how
will?
they can.
Yeah,
Like, how can you? The guy's acts like a child.
really does. He's. I remember when he came to the Patriots, I was so excited.
Yeah. He's nasty. The
Yeah.
best wideouts in the league. And then he just,
Within a week?
within a week,
Yeah.
lost his marbles.
Yeah. Why are you texting the woman that has accusations against you? If you're innocent,
Yeah.
let's say you're innocent.
Why would you
Why
do
would
that?
you message her?
Moron. 'Cause
You're not innocent.
You're not innocent. That's what it comes down to.
All right, I got to ask you this one. You're a Yankees fan. Who means more to the New York Yankees and from their legacy? Derek Jeter or Mickey Mantle?
Derek Jeter.
Really?
The captain.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Whose legacy is more important to the overall history of the Yankees?
Wow, that was a good question. I'm biased. I grew up in the Jeter era. I'm gonna say
Okay.
Jeter. Like I said, my dog's name was Jeter. They coined Jeter the captain. You know what I mean? We still don't even have a captain yet. I got to go with Jeter, dude.
All right.
I got to.
Do you think it's fair if because now you're not a Red Sox fan. When I say, and I posted this on Facebook, I said, David Ortiz is the greatest Red Sox of all time, and I'm not talking about numbers. He won the most, and he meant more to the city than any other Red Sox. So when I'm saying he's the best, I'm saying he's like when you think of the Red Sox, you think of David Ortiz. But everybody wants to say it's Ted. I was arguing with people in Cooperstown about this because they're like, no, it's Ted Williams. I go, who meant more to the Red Sox organization? I think it's Ortiz.
Yeah. I mean, you have to say that because they won all these World Series with him. I agree with that. I agree with that.
I know Williams is
Ted Williams, to hit 400, though, is
insane. No one's ever going to.
No one's going to hit 400.
There was 97. It was Larry Walker and Tony Gwynn were we thought maybe.
Tony Gwynn is one of the best hitters ever played this game.
I think he's the only one that would have had a shot.
Yeah, legit. Yeah. That guy sprayed the ball, hit for average. But I think it's pretty cool. We saght this. We got to see a triple crown with Biggie. Also one of the best players ever hit. One of the best hitters ever played the game.
Yeah, I agree. And there is a cool picture, though, of Ted Williams with Tony Gwynn from the 99 All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about, like, pictures. We're talking about, like, Big L and all that. Mm-hmm. It's like that's two of the greatest hitters that ever lived. Mm-hmm. And, I also got to meet Pete Rose recently.
Oh, how was that?
He's older now. When we were in Cooperstown, all of a sudden I'm like, Pete Rose is in there.
Yeah.
And Bobby just came right with me. My dad and my brother, I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, how much for a picture? I don't care how much it is. I'm getting a picture of Pete Rose. And we get it framed and all that. And he didn't really want to talk. I think Pete was just like, I'm going to sign some baseballs.
Yeah.
And
throw a bet in.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's like doing sports bets.
Yeah. Not DraftKings.
All right, here's a tough one because now we brought two rappers in that were mentioned. I got Jay-Z or Big L.
I'm not a big Jay-Z guy. I'm going to go Big L. I'm just not. Lyrically, Big L was unreal.
Yeah, I wish he could have been around.
But I wish he could have been around longer, but I'm still going to say Big L.
I got to say, though, Jay-Z does have some albums that I just love.
Like the Blueprint?
Blueprint, Reasonable Doubt, the Black Album.
Yeah.
Those are like three of his that I can just listen to. Hard Knocks wasn't like...
No.
That's not in my top for him, but those three right there.
Yeah.
All right, toughest question, blank versus blank. Two friends of yours. You got to pick one and tell me why.
Go ahead.
I got Max Vignola or T.I.
For?
You got one goes away.
for like what? Softball? For what?
All right. We'll keep it fair. We'll say softball.
One goes away. One plays the field, one pitches. Hey, that's tough.
We don't put your feet in the fire here because they are, people actually get
Those are my Sunday team guys.
Yeah. We have to
You're making it hard here.
We ask the hard questions here at Freedom Ring. We got to get to the bottom of it.
All right, I'm going to say for now, wow. For right now, I'm going to say T.I. is a little bit better hitter, but if I need a pitcher, I'm throwing Max out there. But for the purpose of this in softball right now, I'd say T.I.
Yeah, he's a great player. I've never played with him before this year.
He is. He's a good
player.
Yeah.
Max has actually gotten really good on the mound.
Absolutely, that's what I mean. He is. He's becoming a good pitcher. It's hard to do that, dude. I tried to pitch Friday night. I walked the house.
Oh, really?
So I commend him. Yeah, I was using Max's helmet. You can ask him.
He's also like covering it like the middle better.
Yeah.
Like I watched him in the tournament. I was like, wow, not much is getting by him.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is what you want.
Yeah.
So. But anyways, this has been an awesome episode. Where can we find the reviews? Is this just on Instagram and Facebook? Are you thinking about doing a YouTube channel maybe?
Yeah, I'm maybe thinking about doing a YouTube channel. I'm actually going to have a special guest coming on my reviews soon.
Really?
Yeah. But you can follow me at Cuzin_Primo's Fire Eats on Instagram, or you can find me on Facebook, Tyler Todd with 1D, TOD.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
for right now, but I'm maybe a YouTube page down the road.
Yeah, I'd like to see that because I enjoy the reviews. So, so keep them coming. But anyways, Tyler, this has been a pleasure to have you on the show. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah.
But everybody out there, keep your heads up this week. Nick, please just answer my emails or my calls. We want to get you in the seat. We want to get this straightened out and just move on. But everybody have a great week out there. Until next time, let freedom ring.